Hello and welcome to another Pauper video. I'm Kalikaiz. Today I'm playing Blue-White Familiars. Sunscape Familiar, cost reduces green and blue spells. We are not playing any green spells, but this is a mostly blue deck with a couple of key white cards. This version is dropping Ephemerate for 3 Ghostly Flicker, and that's because Ghostly Flicker on Prosperous Pirates can give you infinite mana. We're also not playing Lorien Revealed, trying to just max out on the value town. With 19 lands, hopefully we'll be okay. We've got 4 Preordained, 4 Modern Age, and 4 Deep Analysis. Pure value. We have 2 Prismatic Strands to try and stop the red decks, the green decks, and maybe even Terror, and then 3 foils as our free counter spells. So this deck has some problems versus Mono Blue Terror, and I found in the past that comboing over the top of them was something that was good and could potentially win the game, so that's why I'm trying this Prosperous Pirates combo. It's super slow on Magic Online, so if you're a slow clicker, I'm not sure it's a great idea. But the idea here is that we're going to make infinite mana, snap out all of the opponent's stuff, and then counterspell lock them with foil, and then just attack with our Modern Age Mulldrifter and Prosperous Pirates. This version is playing Pirates over the Murmuring Mystic, and Murmuring Mystic is a way to also go over the top of your opponent. But one thing about Prosperous Pirates is that you can make infinite life with just 1 familiar, because Ghostly Flicker will cost 2 mana at that point, and Pirates makes 2 mana. So with Archaeomancer, Pirates, Flicker, Familiar, Faithful, I mean a 5-card infinite life combo, who knows if it's good enough. Sideboard, I made one change. Instead of playing Last Breath, I'm going to play 2 more Prismatic Strands, so I have 4 Strands versus Elves. I found that trying to tempo them by killing the Timberwatch just wasn't a great plan, so hopefully this will work. I still have 4 Dust to Dust and a Revoke for Affinity, 2 Prohibit and 2 Negates, more counterspells, and then 4 Hydroblast for Burn. I feel like I'm pretty well set up with this specific version versus Burn, where I could cut the Pirates, go full Strands, Hydroblast, and kind of wreck my opponent. We'll see if it works out. I'll see you in the matches. Long Beach, California in SoCal on March 15th has a Pauper 1K at Finch and Sparrow. Doors open at 11:30 and you can pre-register at finchandsparrowgames.com. Thanks for watching. Did you know you could get sideboard guides on patreon.com/Kalikaiz? And did I mention you can get early access to videos on the YouTube page in the membership section? And if you like these videos, make sure to like and subscribe. We're here in round 1 versus Horse Duck. It's a horse. It's a duck. It's a horse duck. I'll keep. I don't know what they're doing. The question is, should I preordain first or try to play the familiar on turn 2? Looks like my opponent has gone back and forth between Mono Red Madness and Glint Blade or Black White Blade. I think I'm going to bottom the foil and top the other land, and then we'll just see where to go from here. So this next turn, we're going to cycle for a plains, play the plains, cycle for an island. We're on forest. A little nerve-wracking. Utopia Sprawl. I'm feeling like they're going to Ponza me, and I don't like that. Not a fan. Not a fan. Find an island. Pass the turn. One benefit of the Pirates list is that you're a little bit better versus land destruction. I had this idea in my head that they're a land destruction player. I'm sad. They Malevolent Rumble. Reveal Forest, Wild Growth, Jewel Thief, Sagu, Wildling. So maybe they're not going to Ponza me. I don't know if Pons is playing Sagu. Jewel Thief, yes. Okay, they take the Forest. That feels like it's going to be an Avenging Hunter next turn then. We'll grab the plains. We'll grab an island. We untap with a familiar. And if they play the Avenging Hunter, we want to be able to snap and play the Mulldrifter, most likely. So I'm just going to hang out from here. Here's the Avenging Hunter. So they will get a land. I can't play it because this was turn 3 Avenging Hunter. I can go snap, replay, snap, Mancer for snap. I think I'm going to... Maybe I just play out the Mulldrifter and then I can get rid of their stuff on the next turn. This way they don't double initiative me. I'm not sure. Get the Mulldrifter on the table. So here I've found a Faithful. I have the Chancery. I like that. That makes Snap a lot better. They're going to make their Avenging Hunter a 7/6. There's a lot of things that could go wrong here. Plays a Utopia Sprawl on their Forest. Still has 5 mana in play. Trying to fade a Ram through. They make another sprawled up Forest. But they sprawl the Forest again, so it's still 5 mana. Makes 4 mana for a Chrysalis. They'll get in. That's 7 damage. We'll go to 13. Okay, the foil is pretty solid. I'll play the God-pharoah's Faithful. Chancery. Picking up the plains. We will bounce the Writhing Chrysalis. That way I can get in and take the initiative. So untap, Archaeomancer, regrab. I want to grab the Snap or the Preordain. I think it's actually the Preordain. Like, if I find a Flicker, I will just be really off to the races. We'll attack for 2. So I get the initiative. I don't want to Preordain before that. It just makes it so my Preordain doesn't do anything. We'll grab an island. So my foil is online. I will Preordain another Archaeomancer and a Preordain. So I'm actually going to top and top. And then let's bounce the Avenging Hunter. And then I'll hold open the mana to pay for the foil. Opponent's going to not take the initiative. We don't care about the Avenging Hunter. I mean the Writhing Chrysalis. They can have it. We can jump with some things. Writhing Chrysalis enters the battlefield. Alright. Then they're going to sacrifice some spawns for mana. Replay the Avenging Hunter. We have Counterspell. The best part about foil is that you can just cast it as a counterspell. Goodbye. No initiative for you. They play an Arbor Elf. That is a lot of mana. It's a little scary. We will, if I could Lost Well, try and find a Flicker. We know that we want the Archaeomancer on top. Going down Lost Well puts me into Stash, or we just go Arena. So we'll go like Lost Well, Arena, Archive. So I'll go Lost Well. I will bottom and top draw the Archaeomancer, cast a Preordain. I find the Pirates and a Deep Analysis, 3 mana. So let's go top and top, play the land, play the Prosperous Pirates. We'll make 2 treasures, and then I'll make enough mana to cast Archaeomancer and take the foil and pass the turn. Opponent's making a bunch of mana, so we would have to foil something like a Nyxborn Hydra. Plays a boarding party, and what do they reveal? Repurposer. Guess I'm going to counterspell the boarding party, and then I'll block with the God-pharoah's Faithful. Sacrifice that guy. They just have another initiative creature. We're making 6 mana again. Plays another boarding party, revealing Avenging Hunter. Okay, so nothing mattered, which is great. Love it. Love that for you. We're not going to block. They put me to 17 with the trap. They're getting in for 6. That happens. They left back the Writhing Chrysalis. I'm going to Deep Analysis. If I find the Flicker, they're dead. There's the Flicker. So go see Flicker. Archaeomancer, Archaeomancer. We'll get Flicker Snap. And then I'll bounce the Writhing Chrysalis. Untap. I will attack in. And then I'm going to go Stash. Make a treasure. Then I can make infinite life right now, but first I'm going to just Flicker and bounce all their creatures so they have to redo the stuff. We don't want to target the spawn with the Snap because that will get fizzled. They'll just replay it when it concedes. Alright. I don't know if Strands is any good. They're playing Writhing Chrysalis, which Strands is not good into Writhing Chrysalis. Playing a bunch of big creatures. But in my sideboard, I've got nothing amazing, so I think I'm just going to resubmit and see if we can combo them out again. Alright, opponent has mulligan to 6. We're on the draw. I think I'm going to keep this. That's because my Preordain can find me a white source, and I can also find maybe a Modern Age to pitch the Prismatic Strands. Or I can find a foil. They go Utopia Sprawl on turn 1. Choosing red. More Deep Analysis is not really where I wanted to be. This is actually pretty good. Top. We found a Modern Age and a Plains. When it rumbles, Jewel Thief, Avenging Hunter, Wild Growth, Breath Weapon. I don't know why the Breath Weapon's in the deck, but that can potentially take out my Mold Drifters and like my other creatures. So here we're going to Modern Age, discard the Prismatic Strands. We choose the Avenging Hunter. So I have 1 draw to find a island, Modern Age. I'm going to discard the Prismatic Strands. If I find a foil, we're in a great spot. Let's discard the Prismatic Strands. Did not find a foil. They're going to slam the Avenging Hunter here. Yeol, turn 3 Avenging Hunter. Truly amazing. Reveals a forest. We find a Faithful. So let's draw. There's the foil. That sucks. Okay, discard Deep Analysis, play Plains, go Faithful, well, Deep Analysis. Now if I draw a Snap, I can bounce the Avenging Hunter and move forward with that. We have foil pitching Deep Analysis. That's potentially good. They put some counters on their creature. I guess if they Writhing Chrysalis, I counterspell. We're getting in for 7. A ridiculous amount of damage. So I'm at 11. Next turn I have the Strands on the Avenging Hunter. Another Avenging Hunter? Nope. Counterspell. It's not great, but at least we got that off the table. Now I get a Modern Age. Go Sunscape Familiar. I'll draw 2 cards. Going to 10. Finding a Flicker. I'll play the Azorius Chancery. Picking up the Plains. When it goes initiative time, traps me down to 5. They can't currently cast a pirate, but maybe they have the mana for it. Getting in, we'll go declare blockers of everything in front of this, and then we'll Strands on green. And then just we're praying that they don't have a ram through. It feels like they have it. They're taking a long pause. Green. We remain at 5 life. Best draw for me is a Snap. Plays out a Bannerhide Cruciak. I'll have the Deep Analysis. What do I do here? I can't do anything. Analysis again. There's a chance that I could find a Strands. I'm at 10 cards in hand. Well, let's preordain trying to find a Strands. We will bottom and concede. Yeah, turn 3 Avenging Hunter is fair and balanced. That's okay. Resubmit. Alright. This hand doesn't have lands we can play. And again, we don't have lands we can play. That sucks. Well, again, we're at 5. Okay. This is definitely keepable. What do I put back? The Deep Analysis and keep put back Pirate, put back Deep Analysis. We're looking for a Familiar. Foil. I think I bought both of these cards. We had Foil and Ash Barrens. Alright, not a fan of where we've landed here. Maybe I should have got the Deep Analysis. We have more of those in the deck. My opponent plays a Forest. They're going to Utopia Sprawl on red. Did find a Familiar. Play the Chancery, picking up the Island. Opponent has 3 mana now. So they can continue ramping. Got options. Plays a Sprawl on the Forest, so I'll have 3 mana. Making green. If they suddenly have a land destruction spell, I will be so sad. Okay, they rumble into yet another Avenging Hunter. I'm so tired. So tired of you, Avenging Hunter. Opponent is really good at turn 3 Avenging Hunter. It's absurd. Is there a way for me to defeat that? We'd have to draw a foil. I don't know. I can, like, snap it and get the preordain and go off from there. And I guess we're just looking for the combo, but we had to mulligan to 5. Wow, they chose the Avenging Hunter. I'm very surprised. And their Wild Growth. So they have plenty of mana. I will go ahead and play Sunscape Familiar and pass the turn. I think the best draw for me now is a Flicker. They play the Avenging Hunter, finding a mountain. I don't know why they need the mountain. Plays a Wild Growth on a different land. Wonder why they did that. Okay, my turn. We find the Flicker. Sick. So I'm going to snap the Avenging Hunter. Boink. Untap. Play the Archaeomancer. Or wait. We have enough mana to... We have 5, 6 mana. So 1, 2, 3, 4, back to 3. I'll play Island. Evoke this Muldrifter. Flicker Drifter Island. Leaving up Plains. I don't know if that's necessary. Okay. And then we will Archaeomancer and return the Ghostly Flicker. Opponent's turn. They get to Forge, and then they get to also trap me. They're going Scry. Interesting. So they're not pushing the damage here. But maybe they are looking for the Breath Weapon. So they went top-bottom. They find one card they like. Maybe they have a Writhing Chrysalis into the Avenging Hunter. Boarding Party. Finding a Ram through. Luckily, that doesn't do anything right now. That was pretty lucky. Okay, you have a Boarding Party. They ram through on the spawn. Okay, so they are going to ram through and kill the Muldrifter using the Eldrazi spawn. Sad times. I guess the ram through worked out for them. At least I can block the spawn. I'm going to get in for 6. I have to take it. Find a Modern Age. I think I'm going to cast the Modern Age and see if I can find something good. Ooh, Prismatic Strands is good. Discard the Prismatic Strands. Play a land. I'll evoke a Muldrifter. Draw 2. Flicker the Muldrifter and the Archaeomancer return the Flicker. And then hopefully next turn we can press the advantage If they attack with the boarding party, we can block, and then Strands on red. They're going to stash. They have Avenging Hunter in hand, and they will have 1 unknown. They're using the goad to goad my Archaeomancer. That means it's going to have to attack next turn if I don't flicker it. But I'm going to flicker it, so no big deal. With the Modern Age trigger, we're looking to discard maybe the Ash Barrens, Plains. Okay, they play a land, revealing the only card left in their hand is the Avenging Hunter. But actually, they get to go into Archive. Maybe they went into Goad just because they want to go to Archive to draw another card. That would make sense. Okay, so they go into Archive. They have the Bannerhide in the graveyard, so they can scavenge onto something. We're going to block and block. Then we'll Strands on red. Oops, I should have blocked here too. I guess not. Well, maybe that would have gotten wrecked by another Bannerhide though. So I'm going to Strands on red. I accidentally made the right play. Strands on red. So they lose their boarding party. We find a foil. Draw. Well, that was lucky. I'll discard the Plains. We'll go Archaeomancer. Grabbing the snap. Lay out the Chancery. Picking up the Plains. Snap the Avenging Hunter. And then I will go ahead and attack with my goaded creatures. Goaded or goated? Not sure. It's going to take 3. We will take the initiative. And then I have to just relax and see what they do on their turn. Grab an island. I think I'm discarding the Ash Barrens because the floodplain is a good pitch to the foil. But I can also just hard cast the foil and then flicker and then foil again. So counterspell. They had cast Avenging Hunter. We foil the Avenging Hunter from hard cast. Then we can just block and flicker and get back the foil and then foil them again. But they conceded. We beat red-green ramp in round 1, and I'll see you in round 2. Round 2. This hand is interesting. I think I'm keeping. Mostly because Familiar Snap Chancery is so good. Our opponent leads off with Forest Nothing. We'll play Mortuary Mire. I don't like having this. This hand is kind of mid. They cycle a Generous End for a Forest. Is this Spy? We play a Forest. Priest of Titania, so it's Elves. Elves is a bad matchup for me. I will Chancery, picking up the Mortuary Mire. I'm considering discarding the Modern Age, but I don't think that's very good. So I'll discard the foil. I could also discard the Mortuary Mire, but then I don't have something to foil with. So let's just discard the foil. This next turn we go land, fam, snap, Mancer for snap. My opponent plays a Sagu Wildling for a Forest, Arbor Elf, and they play a Forest, and they've got to lead the Stampede. Okay. They've got the Avenging Hunter too. It's just Avenging Hunter format. Lame. All right. We'll play the Island Familiar, bounce the Priest of Titania, and then I will play out the Archaeomancer and return the snap. I guess they could. I'm not sure. Feels like they have enough to Avenging Hunter me this turn, but maybe not. If they like waste all their resources trying to Avenging Hunter, do I somehow get there? I don't know. Cycles a Generous End or Gingerbread Cabin. They're gonna get that food on the table. Priest of Titania. Untap, tap, retap, untap. Queer Ranger. They're doing things. They are doing things. I have 4 mana. This would be 6 mana. I can snap the Priest and then cast the Muldrifter. Let's bounce the Priest of Titania. Untap. Cast the Muldrifter. We have another Familiar. Alright, I think I'd have to just try to move forward and not worry about them killing me, because if I find a flicker, I have infinite life coming up. Let's cast the Modern Age. We found the flicker. Let's discard the foil. I'll play out the... Let's see. Do Mortuary Mire Island. I think I play the Mortuary Mire because that gives me the most mana next turn because I can Familiar and have the island. I'll play the Mortuary Mire. Okay. I don't have infinite life yet because I have no way to get double white right now. The Masked Vandal, the Modern Age. That's okay. Not great, but it's okay. They Winding Way. Monstrous Emergence goes to the graveyard. They're main decking Monstrous Emergence. They also bin a Forest and a Winding Way. They're doing some tap on tap stuff. They play the Priest of Titania. Tap on tap, tap on tap, tap on tap. Okay. Arbor Elf. Tap, untap, tap, untap, untap, tap. It's a lot. I'm just like not even paying attention. Play the Sunscape Familiar, and then I will immediately flicker the Muldrifter and the Archaeomancer and return the Ghostly Flicker. We found a snap, so I can go land, bounce the Priest of Titania. Turn 5, we have god-pharoah's Faithful. I'll Ghostly Flicker again, return the Flicker, And then I can announce in paper, I would announce infinite life from this point. I could snap the Muldrifter right now and then make life faster. Let's just show them that I have infinite life. They're like, cool, cool, cool. Okay, sweet. They concede. Thank you, opponent. Thank you. And I said this before, we had Last Breath for Elves, but it feels like it's just not going to accomplish anything. They appear to be mono green elves. So my plan was to just like cut on the foils. Then we have one way to counterspell them out. God-pharoah's Faithful's not that good. Let's go 2 foils, 4 strands, and see if that will win the game. It's interesting because Ephemerate is much better for the deck for like a control standpoint. You can Ephemerate the Muldrifter and get tons of cards, but the Flicker is good. We have foil pitch strands. The rest of this hand sucks. I think I mulligan. This hand's pretty good. We can get rid of... Interesting. I think we can get rid of a plains, or we can get rid of an island. I think I'll get rid of the plains. Or, we'll get rid of an island. They play a Jasper Sentinel on turn 1. They're going to be playing blue spells, but most of the time this deck is playing blue spells. It's for Hydroblast, right? We're not getting wrecked by a Hydroblast. Play out the Plains Faithful just in case I draw a Familiar off the top. We have too many flickers now. That's not great. They play out an Arbor Elf, and they tap the Arbor Elf for green, cycling a Genercent or a Forest. It's the Rimewood Falls. Okay. Yep, like I thought it was going to be. Play Chancery, picking up the Plains. Got nothing else. What's my best draw? Familiar, probably still. They do some stuff. Play Winding Way. At least Stampede goes to the graveyard. They have Priest of Titanium for bajillion life. That's bad. Not good, or bajillion mana. Then they play Quirion Ranger, or Arbor Elf, huh? No Quirion Ranger this turn. Let's start with a Preordain. I think I bottom both of these. Bottom and bottom. Find a snap. I'm going to bounce the Priest, and I have 3 mana, and now I can evoke the Muldrifter just as a divination. We find Archaeomancer. Opponent plays out their Quirion Ranger. They're going to be doing some tapping and untapping. Takes 3, 4, I guess 5 mana for an Avenging Hunter. No, Sagu. Sagu Wildling. Alright. And then they're tapping and untapping. Now they can play the Priest. Priest on the table. Still no... Going to Archaeomancer for the snap. Passing the turn. I've not found a Familiar yet. They play a Quirion Ranger. At this point, if they have Nyxborn in hand, I'm super dead. They're tapping and untapping and untapping and tapping. 15. They're going to fireball me with their Nyxborn Hydra. I'm not even going to make them play it. I just believe them. The Familiar was the next card. We were close. We would have actually toasted them. Alright, on the next turn. Alright, so we will bring in the foil. Let's cut down to 2 Faithfuls. I'm on the play. This hand doesn't really do anything. Well, again. Ugh. It's a no-lander. So we can keep and put back 2 lands. Or maybe Modern Age and Plains. One mulligans to 4. So nobody's having a good time here. They mulligan to 3? Oh my goodness. Play island, fetch an island, and I'll pass it over to you. They just play an island out? Oh no. Play Chancery, picking up my island. I didn't even know they were playing islands in their deck. I guess they can get the island with the Sagu. They're just passing. They have no forests. Wow. Okay, land pass. Next turn, I can snap play Muldrifter. They don't have a forest still. I guess I play the Modern Age. I'll discard a snap. We drew a Preordain. I'll cast the Preordain. I will top both of these. This is quite good. We get more land drops. We get to discard the Deep Analysis for value. Next turn, I get to hardcast a Muldrifter. Opponent is toast. Their non-mono green deck toasted them. We'll see in round 3. Round 3, we are on the play. Let's see if we can open up a decent hand. Yep. Let's keep this one. This is quite a decent hand. Opponent says they are 4-0 playing for the trophy. I am not. I'll play out my island and pass the turn. Play Mortician Beetle. Okay. So I don't like that. We'll play the Chancery, picking up the island. Black Sac. So we have Prismatic Strands into pitch the Modern Age. I mean, Faithful pitch Modern Age. Strands is going to be important, I think. I think I just go Faithful and play the Modern Age. Discard the Strands. We drew a Familiar. Love that for me. I'm picking up idioms from other creators. Opponent's getting in. I will block the beetle. Looks like they don't have like a sack outlet. They play a nested shambler and a link breaker. 2 cards left. We're gonna draw and discard. Discard this island. Tap all my mana, play the Chancery that we drew, picking up the island. Chancery is just so good. My Sunscape Familiar. I will snap your Mortician Beetle. Tap. I think I will play the Prosperous Pirates here, and then play the God-pharoah's Faithful, and pass the turn. On the next turn, I can draw 4 cards with the Deep Analysis and tapping my 2 Chanceries. They replay the Mortician Beetle. We have the Prismatic Strands chilling. They're getting in. I will block the Nested Shambler and then the rest of the creatures. Not blocking with my Familiar because I don't really want to get wrecked by a Supernatural Stamina. A Supernatural Stamina the Shambler, and then give them some more creatures. That's okay. We got it out of their hand. And then they're going to sacrifice a Shambling Ghast. Fine. So my Pirates is dead. Alright, that was a lot. Fair enough. Pirates is dead. Draw a Flicker. I will Deep Analysis, using the white mana, floating a blue so that I can Deep Analysis again. Then I go to 20 life, play Island, play Preordain. We find a foil and an island. So I think I'm topping, I think I bottom the island, top the foil, and pass. And then I can try and counterspell something that is like a sack outlet. We've got 3 cards left. They're swinging in. All right, I will block, block, block. We're blocking the Link Breaker with the 2/3. This incentivizes them to put the Supernatural Stamina on the Link Breaker instead of the Shambler. And then maybe I just Strands on black this turn. Just take the 3 damage. There's stamina on the Shambler anyway. Or the Shambler. Maybe they have a second stamina? Okay. So I guess if they play a sack outlet right now, I can counterspell it. They just Corrupted Conviction the Shambler. Get more squirrels. I don't know, but should I counterspell this? It feels like I should. Counterspell pitching the Preordain. They're on 1 card in hand. Just feel like they don't have a lot going on. Let's Deep Analysis. I go to 21 life. Deep Analysis again. Going to 19 life. Well, that stinks. I'll play out my island and pass. And then gotta take this stupid Shambler off the table. Opponent plays a Mortician Beetle. Okay. They're getting in. I will block the Shambler. Squirrelies. Alright, so Shambler's off the table finally. I will end step cycle the island, or the Ash Barrens, and grab an island. Oh my goodness. There we go. Draw a Familiar. Play the Familiar. It looks like I'm going to have to just attack with the Vector Glider and then bounce it so that I can get another card. Snap the Vector Glider. Sometimes, without Lorien Revealed, you can run out of stuff to do, which is a bummer. Play the Modern Age. If I find an Archaeomancer, I have infinite life. I'll discard Island. Don't have anything I really want to get back with the Mortuary Mire right now. If I find the Archaeomancer, then I can Mortuary Mire back the Pirate and go infinite regardless. Opponent has a bunch of damage coming in. I will block all the squirrels. I go to 7. That was a lot of damage. Play another Mortician Beetle. Alright, I'll draw. Drawing a Deep Analysis. We will discard Island. I think this time I do Mire. Bring the Pirate. We will draw 2 cards. Drawing the Pirate. Play the Prosperous Pirates. Drawing the Muldrifter there along with the Prosperous Pirates was quite good. I'll evoke a Muldrifter. Gaining life along the way. Draw 2 cards. We'll Ghostly Flicker, Pirate, Muldrifter. We drew the Archaeomancer. And we're going to just go infinite here. Make some more treasures. Play Archaeomancer. We have double Archaeomancer too. Archaeomancer for Flicker. Now here's where it becomes tough to do, right? We're going to make blue, and then we have to flicker the Archaeomancer. Opponent looks like they're going to concede to the infinite. Really appreciate that. What a Chad. Thank you, opponent. Crucifort. So my opponent is playing Black Sac. I wonder if I just cut the foils for like a prohibit. And then we're just going to try to go strands. Maybe that's too many strands. I'll go just 2 prohibit, 3 strands. Alright, we're on the draw here. But I have Preordain into Familiar. I can also go Preordain into Modern Age, pitch Deep Analysis, play Familiar on the next turn, flash back the Deep Analysis. I think I would rather try to get the Familiar on the table. Opponent goes Swamp Mortician Beetle. That's a fast start, potentially. I will lean on a Preordain. I think I bottom the other Modern Age and top the Deep Analysis. I play a Link Breaker and Shambling Ghast. I find an Archaeomancer. We'll put the Familiar on the table and hope for being able to use it. Like, if they have a removal spell, it's bad. Super bad. They could be playing a Cursed Marauder. I didn't think that through. So the problem with playing the Familiar here is I don't get to use my mana very well in the next turn, and they get to a Cursed Marauder me. That was real bad. I think I should have played the Modern Age. They get a bunch of creatures, getting in for a lot. Okay, well, Modern Age, discard the Deep Analysis, play Chancery, picking up the Plains. On the next turn, I can snap the Mortician Beetle, at least, maybe. They get in for a bunch. I go to 8 life. I draw a Pirate. I'll discard this extra Deep Analysis, land, attempt to snap the Mortician Beetle, resolves. So now let's play out the Prosperous Pirates. I think it's good that I have a blocker. I gotta be worried about them going like Supernatural Stamina on their Cursed Marauder, but I guess I have the snap, so I should not be yielding. I play Mortician Beetle, Link Breaker. They increase the power of the Shambling Ghast. Attack for 4. I think I'm gonna take it. Go to 4. Not a lot of life. Kind of Faithful. That's very helpful. Play god-pharoah's Faithful. They Rotten Reunion the Deep Analysis. Lame, but okay. They have a second Rotten Reunion going on. I'll bounce the zombie token. Play Archaeomancer. Get another snap. Then I will snap the Mercenary. Untap. And draw 2 cards with the Deep Analysis. Going to 5 life. Guess I'm passing. And it's going in for attacks. So I will block. No, I'm going to block the Shambler. So I'm leaving the Accursed Marauder. Will that kill me? They have double stamina, yes. I just really don't want the Accursed Marauder to suddenly wipe my board. We'll see what happens. They stamina onto the Mortician Beetle, which will kill my Vector Glider. Mortician Beetle returns. What's their last card? Corrupted Conviction. They're sacrificing the Shambling Ghast, which will neg 1 a creature. And we have to see what they draw. They drew a Nested Shambler. That's pretty scary. I drew an island, so I can Deep Analysis, go to 4 life. I draw Familiar. So next turn I have infinite life, assuming they don't have a way to get rid of my Flicker. Let's just see what they do. They're powering up the Nested Shambler. Alright. They're only attacking with 2 creatures. Okay. Alright, well, I will block and block. Then I'll use my 3 mana to Flicker the Pirate. Yeah, I knew they were going to Supernatural Stamina. They play the Supernatural Stamina on their Accursed Marauder, but I was never planning on letting that thing die. Or Ghostly Flickering. So I kind of have to go after the Ghostly Flicker here, and then they'll just get to remove it. If I don't go after the Ghostly Flicker, they will not exile my thing, I think. So we'll just target the Ghostly Flicker. They Rotten Reunion the Ghostly Flicker. My turn. Start by playing the Sunscape Familiar. I will play Chancery, pick up a Plains, and play Modern Age. Planning to discard the Plains, most likely. Discard the Plains. I'll draw 2 with the Deep Analysis, going to 4 life. Okay, if they have another... Interesting. Oops. So I have Sunscape Familiar. Let's see if they have another Rotten Reunion. Last card in hand. Do you have it? Not, I win. They said FCK. I feel like they don't have it. GG's. Good luck in the rest, Rusifort. We'll see everybody in round 4. We're here in round 4 versus GRGO midrange. Don't let the name fool you. Alright, we'll keep this. Hopefully we can beat a midrange deck. I'll go for a Preordain. Drifter, Preordain. I think I'll keep both. Let's see what my opponent's doing. Colony Garden. So maybe they're playing the cat deck. I'll play out the Chancery. Pick up my island and play Preordain. Deep Analysis. Interesting. So I'm topping both of these. I'm putting the Deep Analysis on top the most because I can just foil something here. Commune with Beavers. So the way that we defeat this deck is we stop their Mirror Retriever loops or we kill the Ashnod's Altar. Plays a Colony Garden. I'll go land, Faithful, Modern Age. We are going to draw and discard a Deep Analysis. I can foil pitch Deep Analysis on Ashnod's Altar. Counterspell. We draw, discard Ash Barrens. Let's draw 4 cards, I think. draw 2, and Sunscape Familiar. No, not drawing 4 cards. This turn I'm going to Archaeomancer and pick up the foil, a Malevolent Rumble. Did not find another altar. That's like the main thing that stops their deck from working, I think. They rumble again, finds Frantic Salvage. It's funny because they were playing Draftness Restoration. This Frantic Salvage is going to go to the graveyard. They have a Mirror Retriever. They can't sacrifice the Mirror Retriever without an altar, though. Plays a Colony Garden again. We flip the Modern Age. We find another foil. I'll play Archaeomancer. I will draw, get the foil. Yep, and then I will draw 2 with the Deep Analysis. Play Chancery, picking up the island. I have a foil, Pitch the Faithful, and then I can potentially foil again. They commune with beavers. Don't really know what's going on with their revealed cards. They don't have to reveal it? No, they just didn't find anything. No hits. They play a Lembas. Goes top, plays a Forest. Another Lembas. Okay. I find a Preordain. I think I just slam a Muldrifter. Draw some cards. Find a Flicker. So let's play Island. Cycle for an Island. So that I have the foil available. Cast a Preordain. Faithful Muldrifter. I think I just dig for the combo now, so I'm going to bottom and bottom and attack in. Doesn't matter. I mean, they can throw a creature in front. They decide not to. If I find a snap, I have infinite snaps on their plants. We can foil pitch the Faithful. I don't have double foil. Plays a Clockwork Fox. Okay. Colony Garden again. Another Clockwork Fox. Alright, so we'll attack in with the Flyers. And then Flicker. And pick up the Ghostly Flicker. And now I have infinite life. Maybe they have... Okay, they just concede. I love it. We actually had everything. It's an interesting situation, right? If I have the Prismatic Strands, they can't kill me with their combo loop, but they might have... I don't know. I feel like we want the negate. And then get rid of the Faithfuls. Bring in 2 Prohibits. Maybe the Prismatic Strands are worse than just having a Revoke existence. I'll bring in 1 Strands. Strands is not very good when my only creature to flash it back is the Sunscape Familiar. We have a turn 2 Fam. Very, very, very strong. They don't have Snuff Outs in their deck. I'll keep this. One mulligans to 5. I guess I think we really want to slam the Familiar on turn 2, but maybe not. They play a Colony Garden. Play Island and Preordain. Okay, I will bottom the island, top the Strands. They play a Commune with Beavers, revealing a Survivor's Encampment, and they play the Survivor's Encampment. They have 1 mana. Play out a Cauldron Familiar. I'll go land and Familiar. When it plays a food, Nutrient Block. They don't attack. Interesting. So if I leave a Prohibit, I'm just going to Modern Age. They have a Pyroblast. That's unexpected, but fine, I guess. Chancery, picking up the Plains. They crack the food, and they go to 24 and draw a card. Plays a Holdout Settlement. Guess I will Preordain, Archaeomancer, and Familiar. I will top and top, play land, play the Sunscape Familiar. So now I'm just looking for a Flicker. They pay 2 for a Mirror Retriever. Not going to do anything about that. It's the second Mirror Retriever that you want to counterspell. Let's play out a Muldrifter. Another Pyroblast. How about I counterspell your Pyroblast? Another Pyroblast. Okay, that's a hand. So there's probably no more Pyroblasts in their deck. I'll play a land. So if I draw a card draw, I will Mancer for the Prohibit. If I don't draw a card draw, I think I have to Mancer for the Preordain. They find Ashnod's Altar so they can sack the Retriever for the Nutrient Block, play the Nutrient Block, sack the cat, blah, blah, blah. They're going to do the thing. They get to draw an extra card, basically. They can sack the cat and then cat the food. 1 card in hand. Naturally drawing triple Pyro. Let's go Archaeomancer for the Preordain. Cast it. Muldrifter and Mortuary Mire. Guy top and top. Play the Mire. Get back to Muldrifter. And then we'll pass. And we're planning on counterspelling a Mirror Retriever. They play a Lemus. We don't have a counterspell. What am I talking about? That's bad for me, I guess. Cat is going to return. Don't think they can kill me this turn, but I realized I put myself in a bad position. I didn't have the counterspell. Why did I think I had the counterspell in my hand? Oh no. They went bottom with the Limbus. They play a land. I will evoke a Muldrifter. They didn't have it. Find a negate. Snap the Muldrifter. Untap. Cast Muldrifter. And then What do? I'll draw 2 cards, find a flicker, so let's play Island, and that's it. I guess I can attack. I think I'm not going to attack. Maintain my life total. 1 in passing. I'll attempt to draw 2 cards. Flickering, Archaeomancer, and Muldrifter. Looks like they have a 4th Pyroblast. I wonder how many they're playing. If this is a red blast, then we have to be afraid, but I'll try Counterspell. Okay, return the Flicker. Seems like they're F6 at that point, and we win the match 4-0 on round 5. We're here in round 5 on the draw versus Jesus Green. I wonder what that means. They're like upset about the green, or they're a green Jesus. I don't know. So we've opened a hand that just can't do anything. We have to mulligan. It was pretty close though, and this hand has no playable lands. Going down to 19 lands is really sketchy, but I feel like it is the way forward. I'm mulliganing again. Okay, I will keep. I don't know what to do here. Feels like they're going to be on burn. So my plan is to play out the Familiar. Get rid of 2 cards. I guess I get rid of the Preordains. Ruby Storm. Play Floodplain and pass the turn. Not excited to try to defeat Ruby Storm with this deck. I do have Strands, which is helpful. We're going to play out the Familiar. Let's see. They don't have green source right now. There's a mountain. For 4 mana, they're going to big score. Discarding Geothermal Crevice. I find a Faithful. I have to just evoke the Muldrifter. Okay, I have the Strands. Not the greatest, but the Strands can stop them for a turn. Play a Reckless Impulse. They find Seething Song and Burning Curiosity. Plays a land. I think I just hold. Going to play the Faithful. And then Chancery, picking up an Island. We can pitch the Prismatic Strands. They have 4 cards in hand. I don't really want to pitch the Island and the Prismatic Strands, but it's just the thing we can do. We need another source of card draw. They cast the Seething Song. Alright. Cast Burning Curiosity. I'm not going to counterspell. Cast the Seething Song again. I guess I should counterspell this Glimpse then? Counterspell. Discard the Strands. So post board, we bring in all of our interaction. Hydroblast, Negate, Prohibit. We play a Ren's Resolve. Hunting Glimpse and Pirate's Pillage. I mean, it's hard to fight all the card draw they have. It's a lot of card draw. Let's try a Modern Age. What if I should just play out the Prosperous Pirates first? The Prosperous Pirates. Make a blue. Cast Modern Age. I'll discard the Familiar. What I'm trying to do is pinch them on mana. I have to find Flicker plus Archaeomancer to go off here. They're going to use the Pirate's Pillage from exile, sacrificing a Sandstone Needle. Goes to 6 cards in hand. They discarded the first day of class. Plays a Glimpse from exile. They finally find a Thornscape Familiar, so they have to waste 2 treasures to play the Thornscape Familiar. Then I can snap it. They're super behind on mana now. I'm going to snap it right away. So they can make red-green and then either cast their Thornscape or they can cast the Reckless. But I think they probably want to cast the Reckless. They're so low on mana in play. Oh, I didn't realize I had to press OK. Let's see what they do. Red-green. They have 8 cards in hand, including the Thornscape. They play the Reckless Impulse. So they've got Sandstone and Geothermal. I don't know if they played a land this turn. If they did not play land this turn, they're pretty toast, I think. But they're behind. They're not toast, but they're behind. They play the Geothermal, which can allow them to play their Thornscape on the next turn. But we're looking to okay, we draw a Preordain. Doesn't help. Draw. I will discard a Preordain. I will cast a Preordain. Looking for some card draw, baby. We're gonna bottom and bottom. Another snap. Oh, I should have attacked. Oh no. Mistakes were made. They have to sacrifice their Geothermal Crevice just to put the Thornscape onto the table, and then as soon as they do something, I just bounce it again, and then it's like kind of annoying for them. We have the Prismatic Strands. It's still not great, but I really should have pressured them because my clock is so bad. They play a Goblin and Archaeomancer. Goes Manamorphose. I'll snap the Goblin and Archaeomancer. So they're out of green mana. They have to go red-green, play the Goblin and Archaeomancer, and then pass. Then play the Sandstone Needle and pass, probably. Wish I had attacked Goblin and Archaeomancer, Sandstone Needle, and pass the turn. Find a Chancery. Play the Chancery, pick up the Plains, attack for 3. We're looking to draw into Muldrifter. They're spending 4 mana. They might be able to combo out now, because they can big score and then play a single Thornscape. They're thinking it through. Oh, they didn't realize there's only 3 mana. Fair enough. Okay, they played big score, discarding a mountain. His first day of class. Getting firebending, so they could take out my familiar. That would be bad. Plays a Thornscape. Seething Song. Big score, they're doing things. Seems unlikely that I'll be able to combo out this turn. Oh, they're definitely comboing out. They played a Leyline Weaver. Thornscape Familiar. So the interesting thing, okay, they discarded the firebending. The way that I win this is I draw a Deep Analysis, I cast a Deep Analysis, and then I find a snap, and I snap something, and then I cast it again, and then I find Archaeomancer Flicker. Plays a Seize the Storm, plays it again. They're attacking in, and we will block. Oops. We'll block and block the Thornscape, and then go Strands on red. I guess I could also draw Strands again. We draw an island. Okay. Next draw was Deep Analysis into Snap, where we could have snapped a token and then gone off, but unfortunately we did not. So they're going to have Flaring Pain, which makes the Strands not very good. Don't think the Faithfuls are very good. We want to bring all the Hydros, all the Negates, all the Prohibits. Where does that leave me? I wonder if I would like... I think I'm just going to cut the 2 foils. See if we can win the game. The thing to focus on is to try to counterspell their rummage effects. Keep their creatures off the table, counterspell their rummage effects. I guess this is keepable. It's pretty sketchy. We don't have any early plays. If I can draw a familiar, it'll be really good. I'll go ahead and cycle for a plains right now. We're not doing anything on turn 1. Plays a Geothermal Crevice. I'll play a plains, pass the turn. They play a crevice. Play island, pass the turn. Counterspell your Reckless Impulse. I think I just need to do stuff. Play a mountain. I could just win here. I have a foil. That's nice. I'll Deep Analysis. Okay, they're going to Pirates Pillage. I can foil pitching the snap. Takes them down a lot. And then play Sunscape Familiar. Deep Analysis, draw 2. Preordain. Bottom, and we will top the Chancery, play the Chancery, picking up the plains. Now I can go Familiar into Archaeomancer for the negate. A Thornscape. Am I dead this turn is the question. I stopped a lot of their action, but I could still be dead. Manamorphose into red. Manamorphose into red again, it looks like. 5 mana. Glimpse. Block. Find another Thornscape and a Glimpse and a Pirate's Pillage. So I'm like looking to be toast here. Because they can Thornscape into Pirate's Pillage into Glimpse. They just Glimpse right now as well. They're going to Pirate's Pillage first. 2 mana on the table. In the battle of Familiar versus Familiar, it looks like the bugs are going to take it down. I wonder if they're using my sideboard guide. Plays a Glimpse. They find Pillage, Curiosity, and Seize the Storm. They cannot cast anything but the Curiosity here. So, what are they going to do? They cast the Curiosity. No land drops. Metamorphose, Ren's Resolve. They get stuff on the table. I'll go Plains, Sunscape Familiar. Then I can evoke Flicker, still Archaeomancer for Flicker. I'm going to evoke the Muldrifter. If I find my pirate, I can just win. Didn't find the pirate. Let's go see Flicker. Okay, no response. We can snap the Thornscape Familiar. Then Archaeomancer. Grab the Ghostly Flicker. Ghostly Flicker, Muldrifter, Mancer. Get back the Flicker. Another snap. Snap the Thornscape Familiar. Hardcast a Muldrifter. I think I'm going to Flicker and get back the negate. I don't know what to do. We'll Ghostly Flicker. And I'll return the negate. So I'm pretty ahead now. That was a very scary position. They almost killed me. Of course, I have to find another Flicker. I'm making some mana. I'll just counter anything. Counterspell. Doink. Opponent concedes. This is the last game of the entire league. So the foil was pretty solid. Snap is pretty medium, right? Maybe it could be good. This is so hard. Maybe on the draw the foil is good, and then we can like... No. And it does seem pretty good. I guess I'm cutting... I'm gonna not play the negates or not play the prohibits. I think I'm not gonna play the negates. The negate is good against their big stuff. Okay, I'll bring back in the negates. Okay. Let's see how it goes. Hydroblast would be a good draw. Really just hoping not to have to mulligan to infinity. Opponent plays first. We have a hand that has a bunch of setup cards. They mulligan to 6. Can I rely on just a preordain? I'm afraid to mulligan a ton, though. I'm going to keep it. It's mostly out of fear, right? I have Chancery Island, which is just really good. I would keep this as a 6. I would definitely keep it as a 5. 1 mulligans to 5. There you go, Sandstone Needle. We are digging for Hydroblast. More familiars. Okay. So, top, they play a Needle. I don't know if I'm going to die this turn. I think I go land and then Modern Age. I'll discard the Ash Barrens and make 4 mana and a big score, it looks like. Discarding a first day of class. We draw, discard the Deep Analysis. I'll draw 2 with the Deep Analysis, looking to draw a foil, not draw it. The Chancery pick up Island. We'll get rid of 1 Flicker and 1, I guess we'll just get rid of Island and Island. The next turn, I am protected with the Sunscape Familiar plus a negate. We might die here. They play Archaeomancer, or Archaeomancer, I mean. Morphos. Please don't kill me. I should have just mulliganed into a Hydroblast. I feel like the mulligan part of my game is the thing that's the weakest. They find Seize the Storm, Ren's Resolve, and Pyroblast. They're going to have to cast a Seize the Storm this turn if they want to get on the table. They also have first day of class. They have 4 mana. They can cast the Seize the Storm. They could Pyroblast my creature, or my Modern Age. My best draw is a Snap or a Hydroblast. Right now they're pinched on mana because they're major mulligan. They played out the Hickory Woodlot. They're passing. These things are going to go to the graveyard. They only have 1 first day of class left in their deck. I flip my Modern Age. Play. Oh, no, the first day of class is in exile. Okay. Play the Sunscape Familiar. They play a Glimpse. I'm just going to have to negate. Like, what am I doing? I have to counterspell your stuff. If you have Pyroblast in hand, that sucks. But if you have a Pyroblast in the top 3, that's much worse. Okay, that's countered. A big score. Discarding a Mountain. They could cast the Seize the Storm. They can't go first day of class and Seize the Storm right now. A Burning Curiosity. They'll have 4 mana right now. They find a Mountain. So now they can go first day of class, Mountain, Seize the Storm. They're 10 minutes behind on clock. If you're wanting to play this deck, I recommend that you solitaire it enough to actually be able to handle it. Plays first day of class. Shouldn't be 10 minutes behind on clock. Find Origin and Metal Bending. They can take out my Vector Glider. I got. They just pass? Are these until next turn? End of your next turn, okay. So that's all their first day of classes, probably. My turn. I'll play Sunscape Familiar. Attempt to snap your Goblin and Archaeomancer. Metal Bending does not help. That doesn't help. That's okay though. I made that mistake too. Indestructible does not mean hexproof. Not the same. Play Archaeomancer. They have a Pyroblast. I'll attack for 2. They can burn all of their lands to play the Seize the Storm from exile. Plays an Archaeomancer. Plays Seize the Storm. I'm gonna flicker my Vector Glider. We draw a Mortuary Mire. So I guess I discard the flicker. Okay. I'll discard the Modern Age. Play the Mortuary Mire. Get back the Archaeomancer. I'll evoke the Muldrifter. Find a Snap. So that's pretty good. I can snap the Elemental, or I can snap the Muldrifter. If I snap the Muldrifter, I can go Mancer for Flicker, and then Drifter, Flicker, Drifter. If I don't find anything, I can get back to Snap and snap the token. Let's do that. Let's snap the Muldrifter. Untap, untap. Archaeomancer. I guess I just get the snap. Then snap the token. And then cast a Muldrifter. Double Hydroblast. I will Hydroblast your Goblin Archaeomancer. And I think we're in a good position now. That was really, really insane. This has been the craziest match. Wow. Okay. Opponent just didn't get there in the end. And we found a snap, so I can get in. And then I can snap and replay the Archaeomancer, getting the flicker. Let's do that. Snap, untap, Mancer, get the flicker, and then draw 2. Grabbing the flicker. We are looking for this hard cast and Muldrifter. I was looking for the Prosperous Pirates, didn't find it. I can pass the turn. I want to hold up Hydroblast plus flicker for Hydroblast. What a match. Alright, opponent's passing. I will attack. Let's evoke a Drifter. Then flicker, Drifter, Sir. Said they didn't read the cards. Oh yeah. They didn't they were sad about the problem with the hexproof. Let's play Chancery, picking up the island. we'll go ahead and discard the Ash Barrens, and I have a commanding position with Counterspell plus Pitch Counterspell plus Hydroblast. All right, GG's Jesus Green, and we ended up 5-0ing with Familiars. That's pretty sick. All right, so this is the list we played. I was pretty happy with the Prismatic Strands in the main deck. As you saw, there were some issues with the mana base, but I don't think that we can go higher than 19 lands and still like get it all done. I love the fact that Modern Age plus Deep Analysis is a really large amount of card draw, and I like the fact that we can just, oops, I killed you with the Prosperous Pirates Archaeomancer infinite mana combo. Let me know what you thought about Familiars. Did you enjoy the video? I hope you did. I'll see you in the next one.